Here's Brody Brazil.
Pitch clock this year. Are we going to notice a change in the first day of baseball, first week of baseball, first month, and what are we going to notice?
You're going to notice a lot. It's going to change. First of all, the game's going to move quicker. It's going to be sped up. You're not going to have as much downtime in between pitches. As much as I hate it, I am a baseball purist. I wish there was no clock anywhere in the clubhouse. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. You're at the ballpark. Like, that's the beauty of baseball.
Right.
It could be 4 hours and you don't have anywhere else to be. That being said, I think our game has gotten slower and we're losing fans because of it. Mm-hmm. And I think if we can get that game time down to 2:30, I think it's great. Yeah. And maybe we get some more fans. We get some more people tuning in and now you could take your family to that 6:40 game because you can be home by 9:30.
Right.
Instead of, hey, if we go to the 6:40 game, we may not be home till 10:30 or 11. I think there is a little bit of an element to getting some more people to come out to the ballpark for those night games. But you're going to notice it right away. The game's going to be moving. First of all, there's going to be a countdown on the screen. Right. You're going to find your eyes going to the play clock, which I really hope that doesn't take away from the fan viewing experience. That's one of my worries, is that people are going to become fixated on the pitch clock rather than watching the catcher's body language or the hitter's body language. Or right. There's things you can learn from watching that about what they're trying to do. And so I that's one element I am worried about. But you're going to see a big difference. The game's going to keep moving, and maybe guys won't be able to adjust their batting gloves as many times as they do and things like that.
No more shifting defensively. Who does that benefit? Is it the fielders? Is it the batters? Like, I mean, I know it's hoping to generate more offense. How does that change the game?
It changes everything. I mean, left-handed hitters are going to have back on a even playing field. I think right-handed hitters have had the advantage in baseball the last 10 years now with the shift.
Right.
If you're a right-hander, you hit the ball on the ground, you have a chance.
Right.
If you're a left-hander, you hit the ball on the ground, you're
no
out.
Chance. Yep.
And bottom line is we changed our swings. We had to change our swings, and that got us out of who we are. And that's why you see the best hitters stick around, because they were able to make those adjustments. And now you're back to a little more of an even playing field. But I think what it really benefits is the fans. You're going to see diving plays again. You're going to see range. You're going to see the good fielders, right? I heard Colton Wong talking the other day. Second base is back, right? Second base has been a position that has right. been. How many teams threw a third baseman at second base?
It turned into short right field, is what second base was.
Yeah, and you could put anybody at second base because you didn't need the range.
Right.
You didn't need the range. You were put in your starting position, and the ball was going to be hit in your circle.
Right.
And so I think now you're going to get to see those diving plays we used to see more often. You're going to start to see guys show their athleticism better. And you're going to have a few more hits. Right. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
And that's why I was saying, too, maybe some fielders are going to be more valued because defensively they can showcase what they do instead of saying, okay, play right there and it's going to come right to you. So in weird ways, like, I think there's an initial layer of how this changes. I think there's a deeper layer that by June or July we'll be like, whoa, this has changed in more ways than one. Last thing here, Major League Baseball spending this year and contracts and player salaries, look, which I'm all for as a person who works under contract like you always have been. So I'm not upset at all this big money being thrown around. But there's going to be a lot of teams at the end of this season who don't win the World Series, all but one of them, and say, man, we spent a ton and we didn't get what we wanted. Is there a balance in baseball between like spending a lot and spending the right money, if that makes sense?
I mean, I think it all comes down to what your business model is, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the return on investment.
Yeah.
And some teams, their return on investment is, I want to win a World Series. Right. I don't care what it costs. I don't care what it takes. I just want to win. And then other teams, it's, well, if I sign this player, then there's going to be more fans that show up. There's going to be more revenue that comes into the market because we signed this player. There's right. going to be, I'm not a business guy, but for me, the best players in the world get to play 162 games. And when the best players in the world are at home and not getting jobs, that's not good for the industry.
Right.
Now, we can talk about what's fair and what market value and all that. And all I know is that I would pay a lot of money to go buy a ticket to watch certain baseball players play. And if I got a chance to watch Aaron Judge play, I'm buying that ticket.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that want to do that. And we can argue if $40 million a year is too much money or is not enough or it's hamstrings your payroll. Well, but this is a once in a generational talent and people are going to show up to watch him play. And it's good for the game to have superstars. It's good for the game to have these top players. And I'm all for it. And obviously I'm all for players getting money and
right.
But it shows the health of the industry. When you see that much money getting spent on players, it shows that baseball is in a good spot. And that's beautiful for everyone involved in the game, fans, players, media, coaches, staff. Our game is headed in a really good direction coming out of the pandemic, and hopefully it's only going to get better.
Plus, not every offseason is going to be as spendy as this last one. Let's just face it, right? There were a lot of big names and situations, and that's what everybody paid attention to. But